Hey guys, it's ENDERBOX 12 back. Oh, ENDERBOX HG. I'm sorry, I always forget I changed my YouTube off. That my gamer tag's ENDERBOX 12. Had that for like 2 years, but sorry. Today I'm gonna be talking about what games you're gonna want to have. What's gonna be the new game of the year? So let's see. We're gonna have Call of Duty and we're gonna have Battlefield, the two main contesters when it comes to first-person shooters. Now, tell me in the comments which game you care more about getting below. I would appreciate the feedback, and I would love to interact with the few amount of people who actually watch my stuff, which, if you do, you're awesome, and I think you're wonderful people. Unless you're a few people I know, but let's not get into that. So, oh, okay, so this is a live, I just stuttered worse than Whizkin. No, that roast. Okay, but it's live. I'm playing Nuketown. I'm using the CUDA. Nope. Oh, fuck. He was on fleek right there. He's like, oh shit, you're dead. But, so the new game that I'm probably gonna be dealing with, now do I want to save it down? I'm gonna put up an argument for both sides. Now, Call of Duty, Infinte Warfare, here's my pros and cons about the game. The pros, it's like Black Ops 3. The con, so I'm gonna do a pro, a con, a pro, a con. So, the pros is, it's like Black Ops 3, a favorite game among the community. Con, it's like Black Ops 3. Alright, so here's another pro. It's gonna be set even further in the future, and we can expect new maps that are supposed to be vibrant and colorful with a good campaign from Infinity Ward. A con, it's another futuristic game, even though all of the community has been asking for World War II, the game. Because remember, World at War, it is the most popular Call of Duty game of all time. Now, when all the community wants is a World War II boots on the ground game, and we get Infinite Warfare, kind of pisses most of us off. We're really hoping for a game that wasn't boots on the ground. Like, we realized, well, at least I realized, that you were working on this game. You couldn't just scrap it, which is understandable. It's a lot of work to make a game. I will agree with that. But still, if you make a game, if you're like 1/4 into the cycle, and you know that everyone out there is going to hate your game, why would you continue? I'd rather just scrap it, leave something out that I can just add back in later for free, and no one will care. They're like, oh shoot, they're adding this for free? That's awesome. Thanks, Call of Duty. And then they decide to go the route, and oh, here's a con of just what's gonna happen. There are gonna be supply drops, and they're always gonna be paid to win. While with Advanced Warfare, it was never just dynamic, and it got even worse. And look at Call of Duty, it was dynamic, and now it's all these new weapons that they say. Now, starting off with the melee weapons, just perfect. The melee weapons didn't make a difference in the game. They're all equal and fun, and it was cool to collect them all. And it would have just been fine if they added more melee weapons instead of just adding countless after countless, not overpowered, but game-changing, game-breaking guns into the game. And if it was my decision, they wouldn't be in the game at all to begin with. You want to stay true to your word, and apparently Von DeHar and them weren't a big fan of it. But I know they were, as they sit behind their money, behind their TVs, literally made of gold blocks, as they watch the community complain on their Apple TV that we don't like supply drops. Like, seriously. Not all of us can afford to get the new weapons and stuff, and it's just annoying. Okay? I don't want to sit there and roll $300 like those big YouTubers Ali, who make more than what those supply drops are worth each video they make. It's ridiculous, the fact that Call of Duty thinks they can come out of nowhere and start selling us BS. The community doesn't want it. Apparently the developers don't want it. But apparently it's Activision's fault trying to make money. Activision makes enough money off the DLCs and the things and the camos. Now the camos were a wonderful idea. I love them. Everyone loved the DLC camos in BO2. Not as much as Ghost because there were just so many and they didn't really look very good. But hey, they were there and that was all that mattered. And then you come into Black Ops 3, where it was the camo. It was amazing. Everyone loved how at first it was just, you could just be free to play after you got the game. You didn't have to buy any DLC. And now they just keep pressuring you with every day. They say, hey, new weapons, just go to the black market to buy them now. They're making it worse in CSGO, but at least the weapons in CSGO, at least the weapons in CSGO have a sentimental value. People will buy those weapons from you with real life money, and you can get something if you're lucky. But in Black Ops 3, they're worth nothing. Nothing. And people were sitting there bragging about how they pulled a butterfly knife out of a common supply drop. And I'm like, good for you. You got something that doesn't matter to me at all. Sure, it's cool playing around with them, but in the end of the day, it's just not fun for the players who don't have them. Let's be honest here. We've all sat there having that feeling, opening, like, saving up, like, crypto keys, just saving up endless amounts of crypto keys, and just opening rare after rare after rare, and sitting there with nothing but a Verde camo and a stealth camo with a few attachment variants. Like, are you serious, Treyarch? This is what we get for playing over 24 plus hours a game. It's ridiculous. Call of Duty is ridiculous, and that's why this year I've decided to play Battlefield 1. It's a World War II shooter, which is what everybody's been asking for, and the maps dynamically change, hugely dynamically change. There are planes and tanks. In the tanks, they can shoot the doors and the houses will crumble to ashes. The plane wreckage goes everywhere once they crash. You wipe dirt off your face. There are so many vehicles, and the losing team gets what's called a behemoth. The only 3 behemoths revealed so far are the Dreadnought, the Zeppelin, and the Armored Train, which they all look amazing. They give the losing team an advantage to try and come back from the loss. It's all fair game, and it's not pay to win. They're not adding supply drops. Who cares if it's EA? It's not going to be pay to win in a Battlefield game. They don't do that. And they're just going to make the game fun and fair for everyone. Everyone's going to have a great time. There are some classes. You can be a sniper, a medic, an assault, a rifleman, an SMG, and a shotgunner. You can, in the melee weapons, they have an axe, and I'm sure they're going to add more melee weapons, but not through supply drops, simply. Pray to Jesus. And then they have a bayonet, which you can even charge with. A speed increasing run, where you just run until you hit either a solid object or an enemy and knock them down and stab them in the throat. It sounds brutal, but the gameplay looks so much fun. And it's just so many players out there dislike the trailer. Like, I know some people are just doing it for the laughs, but I think some of those are genuine dislikes. And you see the Battlefield 1 trailer, it's blooming, everyone loves it. No one can even complain about anything about the game. I don't even like Battlefield. I played Call of Duty for 6 years. 6 years. And I'm going with Battlefield. Why? Because the games are bad all of a sudden. Now we'll see about Sledgehammer. Personally, my favorite developer, Infinte Warfare, was Bay, but no one else seemed to like it. They're apparently making either a Vietnamese Call of Duty or a World War II Call of Duty. Fingers crossed on that Vietnamese one. Vietnam, my bad. So I guess it's gonna wrap up what game the game that should be bought, Battlefield vs Call of Duty. And I didn't see any cons for Battlefield only because there really aren't none, to be honest. And see you guys later. It's been ENDERBOX 12, and have a wonderful evening, morning, or afternoon wherever you live. And yeah, Ender out.